Yeah, I think, look, things happen, and I think what happens, Kev, is people don't focus on all the positive. I mean, I had 5 years of an incredible life and partnership. As far as life goals and business goals, I just hope that I continue to evolve. I'm 7, 8 years in therapy. I always say to people, I'm a work in progress.
How many jobs do you have now? Really?
How many jobs do I have? I don't know. They're all like little part-time jobs. But, you know, Kev, I'm at a point in my life that I'm actually doing all the things that I love to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm probably not going narrow and deep in anything, but I'm actually kind of wide and shallow, but doing all the things that I really like to do and not be overwhelmed by them.
El Presidente is really all about mastering what you do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You mastered baseball, now you've mastered business. Mm-hmm. What is that like? What is that like to rise to the top in two different things?
You know, when I think about Presidente or I think about rising in anything, I think about like my childhood hero, Magic Johnson, right? I mean, Magic showed me that you can be a Hall of Fame basketball player in the hardwood, and then he can be a Hall of Fame guy in the boardroom.
Yeah.
And because he was a man of color, I looked at him and said, oh man, why not me? Mm. And hopefully Presidente, with our campaign to endorse and promote young entrepreneurs to be their Presidente and go out, why not them, right? And I'm really excited about this campaign we're doing, and hopefully I can open the doors for other people of color, minorities, Latinos, women, and it's the right time for that.
Tell me about some of the folks that are in this, because I've seen the campaign and you are championing folks who, you know, in everyday life, you might walk by and say, oh, well, yeah, you're cutting hair, or you're doing this, but they are the best in the business.
They are, and as young artists out of Bronx, Jordan is one of my favorite examples. I met Jordan, the barber, when he was just a young lad, and he had nothing. And all of a sudden, he's doing the Yankees, and he's doing the Mets, and then he's doing all the leagues are coming through, and they're getting their hair cut by Jordan. And by year 5 or 6, he started buying little houses in Dominican, and then buildings, and him and his father started a construction company. That's the perfect story, and that's what we're trying to accomplish with Presidente.
Anybody can be Presidente?
Anybody can be Presidente, absolutely. Everybody should be. This is the age, this is the golden age for entrepreneurship, and there's so much opportunity out there that if you can get up and hustle, whether it's a high side hustle or your main hustle, anybody can make it. Look, if a young kid like me made it from Miami because of baseball, and I was able to take that and do other things, it also gives me a platform to do great things like this and help out, you know, the next generation of entrepreneurs.
It's more than just a drink, it's about helping the next level. You had an epic birthday.
It was a long one.
A long one? How was it?
I had a business trip out there in Europe, and then I said, you know what? Talked to my homies, I talked to my family, and I said, why don't you guys just meet me out there and let's just go have some fun. We rented out a boat, and then we went down to Ibiza. And the fact that we get to rent that and share that with my family and my friends, so grateful to have my 46th birthday. My God, Kev, we're getting old, man.
Old, man. Oh.
It was great.
How are the girls doing? Because last time I saw them was at the Super Bowl when your daughter tried to take my job. But how are they doing?
You know, Natasha and Ella are doing fantastic. Natasha's a rising junior. Ella's a rising 8th grader. School starts here in the next few weeks. And we have a routine, Kev. We go to work out, then we have dinner, and then we lay in bed and we watch Outer Banks. Now, I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I'm all into it now. And they're so excited.
Outer Banks.
Yeah, we're Outer Banks, yeah. They have crushes on every kid there, and I just keep telling them, well, their hair's too long and why they shouldn't like them.
Right. You just gave a speech at Alabama, which was pretty cool, and you talked to them about not losing the intensity that, you know, you can be on the top of the world, the next day you can lose. And what has that been like for you, and how do you apply that to everyday business and also with Presidente?
Look, I mean, with me, I was at the top of the world champion, and then I had, you know, a 1-year suspension. And for me, while it was the toughest part of my professional career, it was probably the thing I'm gonna look back and say, I am most thankful for that. Because it allowed me to get back and really think about how I wanted my life to move forward. And it's a lesson that I share with my daughters, it's a lesson that I share with the young entrepreneurs. You can be here, but tomorrow you can be down here.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, you're talking about being able to move forward. You, in the last year, you faced adversity and you continued to move forward. Is that how you've applied to all the things that have happened in the last year?
Yeah, I think, look, things happen, and I think what happens, Kev, is people don't focus on all the positive. Like, whatever's happened to me over the last year, I'm so grateful for it. I mean, I had 5 years of an incredible life and partnership, and also with my daughters, we learned so much. And now we have an opportunity to take that and move forward and say, you know what, we're so grateful for the last 5 years. How do we make the next 5 years better because of lessons learned? So I'm in a great place. I'm so grateful for where God and the light has really put me in, and I'm really looking forward mostly to see how my girls keep developing.
You are on CNBC almost as much as you're on like Shark Tank, CNBC, all these different things as much as you are doing baseball. Are you enjoying the business world more?
I mean, just like you. I mean, you've been at it. I've known you for 25 years, right? And I've seen you kind of come up and do your thing. I've done the same thing. And Kev, for me, ever since I was 10 years old, it was about the two B's. It was baseball and business. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, I mean, my former athletes, they think I'm nuts. They're like, dude, you should be on that boat 52 weeks out of the year.
Right.
But for me, what I love most is baseball, business, and my babies, my girls, right? The three B's.
All right, so how does it feel to be the first ever Latino NBA owner?
It's wild. When they told me that, I couldn't believe it. The truth is, like, just like magic opened doors for me. Yeah. Hopefully, I get to open doors for millions of Latinos and men of color and women. And it's my job as I enter the boardroom to keep that door open for others to come in. It's not enough for me to just come in and stay in. That's just not enough. Minnesota's a cool spot. And the interesting part is, you know, you think about like the Jerry Joneses, the Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
Before they were there, it wasn't like the cool place to be.
No.
They made it cool. You saw what Dr. Bus did with the Lakers.
100%.
You know?
So, is the baseball player always with you?
Yeah, at heart, I'm always a baseball player. I mean, it's in my blood, right? But Kev, a lot of times I forget, most days, that I ever played baseball. And I'm so focused on like what's next, right?
Right.
I don't look back too much. I learn my lessons and then I move forward.
Mm-hmm. And isn't that kind of a mentality that a baseball player has to say? You strike out, you step up to the plate.
Short memory, man. Short memory.
Short memory.
There's always a lesson in parenting, in business, in baseball, but it's so important to move forward. And I think that's been kind of my competitive advantage, the short memory to take the lesson, but move forward.
All right, let's grab our beer, and I'm gonna hit you with rapid fire questions. You can sip, or you can answer. Who's the bigger baller, you or Derek Jeter?
Bigger baller, me or Derek Jeter? I think we're both champions. I think we're both ballers.
Okay, I get that one. Okay. Idea of the perfect date night?
I would say early. So I'm an early person. So early dinner, 3-4 courses. Nice cocktail, glass of wine. She'll probably drink wine, I'll probably drink tequila.
Next goal?
I think my number one goal in life is to raise 2 beautiful girls with high self-esteem and to be a present father. There's nothing gonna compare to that. As far as life goals and business goals, I just hope that I continue to evolve. I'm 7-8 years in therapy. I always say to people, I'm a work in progress.
Biggest regret?
You know, it's funny. When it comes to regrets, I just think that there's things that I look back, Kevin, and I go, oh man, I cringe. That was so stupid. That was so silly. But everything happens for a reason. And one of the great things, one of the reasons I'm here is just all those things that have happened. And I think I've done a good job of learning from my lessons and then applying them in the future. And so, like Sinatra says, no regrets.